If you'd like to hear the full episode or any of the scenario archives, be sure to subscribe and click the link in our bio. Also, like and follow the Scenario Radio Show on all of our social media platforms for more real talk with the playlist. Peace.
Okay, the summer's still going, and that means we are still going with the Scenario Radio Show and our special edition video series, Rooting for Everybody Black. I'm your host, Van Everett. Got with me today my long-lost co-hostess with the co-mostess, KB. How you doing, KB?
What's going on, everybody? I missed you all so much. I'm so glad to be on the Scenario Radio Show.
All right. Well, you look good. You look like you know,
Thanks.
getting a lot of moisturization and everything, drinking water, doing all the things you're supposed to do.
Taking care of my edges, just
All
trying to stay above water.
That's good. This is a tough time to have to take care of your edges, and but if you think that's impressive, you taking care of your edges during this time, imagine what it would be like trying to get your film out.
I can only imagine trying to get your film together, packaged, and then out.
Yeah, and that brings us to our guest today with Rooting for Everybody Black, friend of the show, Chandonae Baskin. Chandonae, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well, man. I'm just happy I'm alive and just count my blessings every day.
Yeah.
I hear that.
All right, so we had you, it's been a while back since the last time we spoke with you, had you on the show. And I remember back then you were telling us that you were working on a film.
Yes.
And you had, the idea down, and you were really in the thick of it at that time, trying to get it done. As an independent filmmaker, anybody knows that's always a tough deal. And it seems you've got it there. I saw the trailer. It's looking good.
I saw it too. It looks good.
Thank you.
So I'm excited to see what that's going to be about. So tell us what's up with it. All of the Lights.
All of the Lights is a movie about this black guy and this white guy. They have this relationship, but I really wanted to touch on the perception of race. So everything you would think that the black guy does, as far as the stereotypes go, the white guy does, and he gets his friend in a little bit of trouble with the police, and we got to figure out how they're going to get out that situation. So it's just a film playing on the perception of race and just trying to get people talking. And it's crazy because during the pandemic and the whole Black Lives Matter and all of these people was getting shot by the police, and it was just almost felt destined. I didn't want to put it out yet because I wanted to do a film festival run, but it just felt so important. And like, I wrote this film back in 2018, and for everything to like what's been going on with the protests, the marching, it was a surreal experience for me to have this project on my hands, just with everything like what's going on. So
you were saying you wrote this in 2018. Has this been since 2018, or like how long have you been writing and working on this film?
I've been working on this film probably 2.5 years. So I wrote it in 2018. I went through a couple of rewrites. In 2019, that's when we went into pre-production as far as auditions and getting crew and shooting it. And then I finally got done editing and getting with the composer and stuff around, I would say, March 2020. That's when the film was like completely finished.
So it's completed in March 2020, and then pretty much the world comes to a screeching halt.
Yeah.
After you've done, and you said, okay, so you wrote, you casted, you directed, you edited the thing. When you started into it, when you had the inspiration to create this, did you envision that, okay, well, I know I'm going to need to do all of these things? And were you ready to do all of those things?
No, I was not ready. It took my professor at school, a white man. He was the only white guy on campus who understood what I was trying to say with this movie, and he actually encouraged me to move forward with it, because I was a little nervous about it because of the type of school I go to. It's a Christian school, and they really don't support stuff like this. They don't support
try to keep institutional racism.
Just saying.
Yeah. They don't support. Yeah. They have a they want everything to be corny and goofy, and it's safe. So I really don't have a lot of support from the university right now, and that made the process a bit like crazier. So I just been doing everything on my own. Like, as far as the editing goes, I had editors in place. It was two white guys. supposed to edit the movie for me, and they left me hanging high and dry. So I ended up having to put on multiple hats in order for me just to get this movie off. And it was difficult because I finally got that taste of what it's kind of going to feel like being a Black female director in Hollywood. So I'm grateful for the experience. I learned a lot, but it was extremely difficult. It wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy process at all.
You had to really carry this film on your back through the threshold to get it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this film became my baby. Like I could shed a tear right now just talking about it, just everything I've been through. I went through so much. I was like, these guys left me high and dry, no explanation or anything. And I guarantee you, if I was a guy, a white man, or a white lady, they would not did that. It was so unprofessional.
Yeah.
And just not having support in university, you know, that hurted me because this is like my first big film as a director. Like I'm implementing what you guys are teaching me. And you know, it was a lot. It was a lot to go through. But the professor, till this day, he's still supporting me. He still backed me. He has a big platform. He's a well-known director, and he reposted the video. And just to have his support, because he's the one that pushed me to do it. You know, that means a lot. But it wasn't an easy process. Like it was tough.
So now it's starting to look like I would imagine that they're like, oh, that professor was right. This is a timely film, because I'm sure a lot of the people who were like, well, that decided to back out on the editing, the white guys that did, was because, well, I don't know if that subject's really relevant. But as we were saying before, it doesn't get much more relevant than what you're talking about in this film.
In real life,
the lights, yeah. All of the things that you've been doing to lead up to doing this film, what was the thing that taught you the most?
What taught me the most was to don't expect nothing from nobody. Like, not even the bare minimum. Because there was a couple of issues on set where it was, because, you know, I'm a female, and certain people on the crew would try to take over my set. You know, try to overstep me. And, you know, I'm the head. I'm the director. So it's just like, stop expecting the bare minimum from people. And that's it. That's what I learned. Like, don't expect anything, because I got disappointed a lot along the way from just how people behavior, just, you know, lack of professionalism, things like that. But it wasn't all bad. It was some good moments. It was some good things that we shared with one another. But like I'm saying, this is like my first real project, and I've learned a lot.
I gotta know, how did you get your director's seat back when that was happening?
I had to be a B. I had to.
You had to be a woman, a strong woman.
You know, and my personality is I come off as this airy, you know, laid back, goofy person. So it was I had to get out of myself and like, okay, I got to be a little bit much. I got to be stern. I can't be, hey, come on, let's move. Like, it was certain times where it was uncomfortable for me because I don't like being that way. But in order for me to get what I needed, I was like, okay, this is what we doing. And, you know, I had to be stern with people and assert my authority.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had to take it back. And then there was a clash, even to now. The person won't even support the movie, and they did a lot of work, and it's a mess. But yeah, it was definitely a learning experience. Like,
well, I want to say this. Keep in mind that with everything that you're doing that you didn't expect to do, the reason you're the one that's doing it is because you're the one that's the best person for the job. Even if you don't understand how to do it. One of the things I've learned over the years, when I decided to start doing a radio show, I didn't have any understanding of what it took to do radio. And I kept thinking the whole time, well, I need to find a person who can do this, 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 and this. And the whole time what would happen is I would have to learn how to do it. And then I'd have to teach someone else later. And it was like, so it made me qualified to know not only what to do, but what I expected of anyone else who came along the way later. And there will be people who will come along the way later, and they're going to be like, I can't wait to work with her. So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Right now, I'm just earning my stripes, and woo. I said, look, after this, if anybody say I'm not a filmmaker or they try to, you know, I might cuss them out, because this project was extremely hard.
Yeah.
So I know what you learned and what you took away from it. What how would you take what you learned and advise somebody else who wants to write their own film, who doesn't know how to get the people together? What would be your advice to our up and coming filmmakers that are women and that are Black, that are dealing with the struggles that you're dealing with, having to assert yourself and having to be stern and having to, you know, usurp your authority? What kind of advice would you give our female up and coming Black filmmakers?
The kind of advice I would give female Black filmmakers coming up is to make sure you and your just make sure you know everything about every position, just in case something happens on set, you would know what to do in the moment, because being on set, you're in the moment and you got to make a decision right then and there. Another thing is to expect that you will get treated differently because of your sex and your race. There is no ifs, ands, buts about it. It was even to the point where I was like, man, is it because of my weight? Is it because of, and you know, I'm trying to figure it out because I'm a competent person, and I was serious and I treated people well, and I thought I was like, is it my weight? Is it this? And I heard another Black filmmaker said she went through the same experience, and she was skinny, and she would be deemed more attractive as far as society goes. So I was like, wait a second, she experiencing the same thing I'm experiencing. Then, okay, this is just like across the board, Hollywood, college level, community level, like this is just across the board. Like, we having issues with this. So just grow thick skin, go in there, be confident, and do what you have to do. That's all you have to do. Just believe in yourself and just know how to deal with the curves. Yeah, so just expect it.
So right now we're in a situation where even if you are Marvel Studios, you're going to have trouble getting your film out.
Oh yeah, it's across the board.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, what was I thinking?
Yeah, for an independent filmmaker, well, you couldn't have foresaw this happening. You know what we've got going on now. So, as an independent filmmaker, where does this leave you now? I mean, you've obviously decided we're going to make the push. We're going to put this thing out. The trailer's out there. Make sure to go check out the trailer. It's on all of your, regular video platforms. But it's out there. What's the angle? How do we get this to the public?
The angle right now is I'm still in the run of doing a small festival run. I just last night, probably 5 o'clock in the morning, I just found out I got accepted to my first film festival as a director.
Oh,
congratulations.
Congratulations.
You. And it was a moment for me because this is like my first script, my first movie, my first everything. And just to be accepted in the film festival, because I submitted to the school film festival, got denied. And my work, you've seen the trailer. I'm not going to, it looks good.
Yeah,
so
it
does. That rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, okay, whatever. So that was amazing. Right now I have a promo deal with Do 615. They're going to help promote the movie with me. We're doing a great job as far as rolling out the film with the social media campaign. We got social media pages and we getting a lot of traction and things like that. So I'm just basically putting in the groundwork, earning my stripes, networking, letting people know my story. Like, hey, Black female, don't have a lot of support. It actually means something when you share this video. I know you're just looking at it as, whatever, but no, what I went through, I need to let people know, like, you can make it being who you are, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I love it. It's I always say, every accomplishment that we strive for is a statement. All of it is. It's a form of activism in some way, form, or fashion. Anytime a woman stands up and takes a hold of her authority in a room full of other people, that is activism, because there are people who still can't seem to accept the fact that a woman should be in that place in the first place. So and being a Black woman, and once you start intersecting with the other stuff, you know how it goes.
Yeah, and I was just like, you know what? I'm here, and I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm not going nowhere. So it's like, get used to it.
Dope. So, are you writing anything else in the meantime? And if so,
is there a sequel?
Are you writing it with the intention of saying, well, I'm going to see this one through as a director? Or are you going to write something and say, well, let me see if I can find somebody else to get in the chair? What's the next thing?
No, I want to be a director. So I am currently working on my next project. I'm getting ready to graduate from school, so we got to do a capstone project. I'm going to be starting a social media campaign for crowd fundraising probably in October. It's called Sleeper Cell. That's a working title right now. It's about a Black woman she's a secret agent, and her love life gets turns upside down when her target becomes her boyfriend. So
Ooh.
it's almost like Mr. and Mrs. Smith and Salt. So that's what I'm working hard on right now. And I'm excited. It's going to be bigger and better. I'm going to have a Black woman as the lead, and we're going to make sure she's going to be our Olivia Pope. That's the inspiration with that. So James Bond meets Olivia Pope.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
all right, man. I like that.
Nice. That's
All right,
exciting.
so right now, what's the biggest thing on the campaign? I guess just to make sure that they go share that trailer, see the trailer, and be on the lookout for the film.
Yes, look, go search all of the lights everywhere on social media. You will find us. Click like, interact with us, comment, share the trailer, share the movie. Just support people. Just support the cause, the movement. The movie is dope. Support my filmmaking journey. As you can see, it's a little different from others, but I'm still excited. I still, I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. Just like I said a few moments ago, just support. Type all of the lights. You will see it. Subscribe. All of that.
Well, you have your marching orders, people. Y'all go and check it out. All of the lights, writer, director, editor, craft services,
producer,
the whole nine. She did all of it. Everything.
security.
Yeah, security. She was out there, wardrobe. You know what I'm saying?
I so did.
Muscle.
Just say it. She sold a couple of shirts together. That's what it took. That's what. So if y'all want to see somebody put all of their effort into something and see what comes out of it, this is an opportunity to give it a look. Like we say, rooting for everybody black right here on the Scenario Radio Show. Y'all make sure to check it out, and we'll be back with a lot more because the summer's not over. Y'all stay with us.
This is the Scenario Radio Show. Real talk with a playlist.